What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to Super Grapple Bros, episode number 53, 5-3. And this is a podcast about two brothers who are WWE employees and enjoy video games and the wrestling. And boy, howdy, do we have a lot of video games and wrestling to talk about today.
Yeah, so I say we just get right into it.
Holy hell. I am one of your hosts, Murpho.
I am DMurph.
And we've got a lot to go through. We've got E3 is coming up.
Starting today, actually.
Yeah, starts in a few hours. We
are
recording.
The first press conference is in about 13 minutes.
Yeah, well, no, it's not.
I thought it was.
It's 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's in 3 hours.
Aha, I was tricked.
We got 3 hours.
It's 11 o'clock Pacific time.
Yes, 11 o'clock Pacific time. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, EA has probably already happened. Chances are, if you're also watching this or listening to this in audio, EA may have already happened. But we're going to break that stuff down. We're going to talk E3. Next week, I do not believe we're going to be doing an episode. So our Money in the Bank review and E3 review episode is probably going to be 2 weeks from now. So we're going to be doing Money in the Bank predictions this week.
Yeah.
And then we will also be discussing this little show called New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion.
It only ended a few hours ago.
Stuff happened. Lots of stuff happened. We haven't been able to watch the whole show. I've gotten through about an hour's worth. DMurph hasn't watched any of it, but we do know the results, so we're going to talk about that. And then we've also got our general, gaming and wrestling news because this guy who's a punk, he beat up a doctor legally.
Yep. And that reminds me of something else I'll bring up at that point, which is something that I haven't gotten to check out yet, but is one of the coolest things I've seen in a while.
Yes. Now, normally we discuss wrestling first off in the podcast, and there is a lot of wrestling to cover. But this week, we want to make a special exception because this week is going to be for E3. E3 is the biggest week in video games. We also talk about video games, so we're going to be doing video games first and then wrestling second. So if you're here for the wrestling, come back in a little bit or skip forward a little bit and we'll be back to the wrestling. But first we're going to start off with E3, especially since it is impending. It is just 3 hours away. And we are basically going to be going on to Polygon.com. We've got some articles that break down what you can expect at each show. So we're going to look at this. We're going to take a look at the games that are going to be presented, and then we're going to maybe make a prediction, just fun prediction, not so much intense predictions like we do for the wrestling.
Yeah.
We're going to make some predictions for each press conference. So, EA at 2018. They've got a lot of ground to cover. They are going on in 3 hours from the time that we are streaming this, 2 p.m. Eastern time, at the Palladium in Hollywood, which is where they normally do it. I think the Palladium's more downtown LA than Hollywood, but I digress. Anyway, it's basically kicking off EA Play, hosted by Kinda Funny's own Andrea Renee.
Okay.
She is the host for EA Play this year. So here's basically all the big games that we will be expecting to see. Anthem, that big game from BioWare, which a lot of people after Mass Effect Andromeda are saying this game will make or break BioWare as a developer.
Yep.
Basically, if you don't know what Anthem is, it looks like it's going to be a kind of a RPG third-person shooter game. Similar to Destiny, it seems like it's EA's answer to Destiny, which is an Activision brand. So it's going to be very interesting. Basically, you operate in these suits, which have all these classes. All we saw was a trailer last year, which was supposed to be gameplay, but I never believe stuff that early.
Yeah, and it kind of to me looked like, as a brief description, it looks to me like somewhat of a cross of like Destiny with some Mass Effect, and then just the tiniest tiny hint of like Titanfall with the way the suits look, at least.
Yeah, the Javelin suits.
Yeah.
So we've got Anthem. That's going to be the big one that everybody's going to be looking for. We will see what happens with that. EA Sports will likely be seeing. I care. I'm a sports gamer, all right? I care. We will be getting information on this year's Madden, FIFA, NHL, NBA Live, and I'm sure they'll also be talking about the World Cup expansion for FIFA because the World Cup starts sometime next week. I think it might be Thursday. This coming Thursday.
And it's in Mother Russia.
Yes, it is in Russia. The U.S. is not in it. Hashtag sadness.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll be getting a lot of interesting stuff. We'll find out whether or not Madden is going to double down and do something else. They are apparently expected to show the next chapter of Long Shot, so I'm guessing they might continue the story of the same character, which would be interesting. Which would also make me want to pick up Madden NFL 18 on the cheap if I can, because then I'll actually be able to play Long Shot. I heard it was mostly an interactive cutscene for the most part, so hopefully they'll improve it and make it better. It wasn't so much as what they did with FIFA 19. I still want to I still need to play I still want to play the Journey, which was in FIFA 18 FIFA 17, and they had the Journey
continuation
Hunter
of it
Returns in FIFA 18, which I haven't played but I want to play. So FIFA 19, they'll have the World Cup update for 2018. Nothing yet about what's going to happen with the Journey, whether it's going to continue, but it's expected to. Apparently the Journey did just as well this year as it did the year before, which is good because it's a good mode. Cam GP, anyway, by the way, coming in with a hot take on FIFA. From the chat says, I'm sure there'll be so many changes to FIFA for them to talk about. That means nothing like normal. I mean, they'll announce like any minor tweaks to FUT and probably season 3 of the Journey, or the third edition of the Journey. Also hello to footballers in the chat. And then we got NHL 19. We'll see what happens with that. NHL, like, I feel like the NHL franchise has really kind of struggled in recent years to catch up with everybody, so we'll see. Mirage Leonardo's got a bunch of predictions. We'll get into that once we'll read yours off once we get through everything. Because we got to go through every single developer. And then NBA Live. NBA Live is kind of meh. It's just there. And then, of course, we've also got Battlefield 5. We talked the review a little while ago, going into World War II.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting. We'll probably get much more gameplay looks. That trailer, DICE has said it was meant more to show not true gameplay, but more of all the elements of what can happen in the game.
Okay.
So apparently it's not going to be as crazy.
It's just they did selected shots.
Yeah, so we'll see more what the operations are going to be and all of that. So that'll be cool as well. Plus, who knows what kind of indies we'll be expecting. Let's see, what did Polygon say? When Electronic Arts pops out a totally new announcement during E3, it's typically something from its indie games catalog. A Way Out, which launched at the end of March. I actually still need to play that. Was announced last year, at last year's EA Play, and it got a lot of buzz. So maybe we'll see stuff like that. There might be a new Sims game coming out. And then here's the big question: will we see Visceral's Star Wars game? Because Battlefield 2 didn't get a really good reception, and there's really been no other talk much about other Star Wars stuff aside from it's happening, it's in the works. And me personally as a Star Wars fan, Solo was good. I like Solo, really enjoyed it, want to see it again from the film standpoint. I hated The Last Jedi. Well, I strongly disliked The Last Jedi. Really didn't like The Last Jedi. Battlefield 2 or Battlefront 2 was a complete turnoff. So like the Star Wars brand is a little like you could say maybe damaged or hurt a little bit. It's not as strong as it used to be. So and EA Star Wars games are never going to stop being made, but EA Star Wars games are in trouble.
Yeah.
And like the fact that The Last Jedi has this division and Solo didn't do so well in the box office, I feel like is putting even more pressure on EA to try and help recover not just the Star Wars games brand, but the Star Wars brand.
Mm-hmm.
To have a really good next Star Wars game. So hopefully we'll see the new Visceral game.
And hopefully it's good, because the last time I heard anything, they basically got rid of Visceral and they're like, we're going to take your game and turn it into Star Wars Destiny.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that is.
Yeah, that was the one that was, that was the Visceral one that they shut down. So I'm reading that wrong. It's Respawn that's got the game in the works, apparently. EA Motive is working on something as well, so hopefully we hear something. Interesting to see what Respawn's working on, because Respawn is a shooter. They mainly work on shooters and stuff because they do the Titanfall games. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Maybe they'll also focus on. They could also talk about Battlefront 2 stuff. Apparently, a new map, and a new version of Han Solo has come out. Yeah. and whatnot, so we could see stuff like that. So that's all that we've got from EA. If I'm going to make a prediction, I'm going to say that EA Star Wars is there, the EA Motive one, and that it's going to launch this year.
Yeah, I could see that happening easily.
As far as what it will be, I really don't know. I don't remember what Motive used to be and what kind of games they do. So all I know is that like it's time for a non-Battlefront Star Wars game to come out. So my prediction, the next Star Wars game will be revealed. It'll be the secret ending to the show, and it will be it'll have a November release. Early November release.
Are you ready for my crazy prediction about it?
About EA Star Wars or just EA in general?
Well, EA, but it's also EA Star Wars.
Okay.
I'm predicting they're going to say that an EA game. And here's the two versions I see it going. The more likely way I see it going, which I don't even know if they'll do this, but I could see them doing something where we're going to take a little break from things like Battlefront, and we're going to get a new EA Rogue One game. Or some kind of EA Starfighter game, similar to the old
the Rogue Squadron games?
Yeah, the old Rogue Squadron
games.
games.
Said Rogue One, which is the movie.
Sorry. Yeah, so I could see something like that, or less likely, maybe they'll be bringing back pod racing.
You know what I would like to see them bring back? I think you know what my answer is gonna be.
Is it gonna be the old
Oh, don't do this to me. You know the name of the
Jedi
game.
Knight games.
Yeah.
Like
I want to
Jedi
see a revival of Star Wars Jedi Knight.
Same here. I also would
Bring
not
back
mind
Kyle
seeing them do another game like that Boba Fett or the Jango Fett game they came out with a while ago, because that wasn't bad.
Star Wars Bounty Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. But I want to see Jedi Knight get revived.
Oh, that'd be great.
Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast remake counts towards canon.
How about this? Let's get that, and then the game Visceral was working on, they do a little tease, and the new Star Wars Destiny game thing is a new Old Republic game.
Nah.
How about that? All right, let's keep going.
Maybe. All right. So then next up after that, let me take a look at our big E3 press conference schedule. After that, on Sunday will be the Microsoft Xbox conference. So that might be in the middle of happening as we get this out on YouTube. So you may also miss this as well. But anyway, here's what we've got from Xbox at E3. Here's what you can expect. Crackdown 3 was delayed into 2019, so people aren't sure whether or not we will actually see Crackdown 3 on stage.
Yeah, you never know.
I think it could be. Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah.
We could see Gears of War 5, which could maybe feature a Battle Royale mode. Who knows?
Yeah.
Some people are thinking that might happen. And apparently there are rumors going around that Microsoft could actually announce 3 Gears of War titles, not just Gears of War 5, but maybe Gears of War 5 and some spinoffs.
Jesus.
So, Halo 6, we haven't heard much about it. Halo 5 was a massive disappointment.
Yeah.
It has seriously hurt the Halo brand. That plus the problems of Master Chief Collection when it launched.
Yeah.
Like, Halo went from being this behemoth that couldn't be stopped to people being like,
yeah, and Halo 4 didn't have a great ending to it either.
Yeah, so Halo has really fallen since Bungie's left it. So 343 Studios really needs to hit this out of the park with Halo 6, so we'll see what happens. And then, of course, Xbox likes to put out their indies. I believe one of the other ones, there are plenty of other anticipated Xbox PC indie games on the way, so we might, such as Ori and the Will of the Wisp, we might see more of that. So some indie stuff. Third-party games, they might see, they had the exclusive for one of the Tomb Raider games. Maybe we'll see more in Tomb Raider. Maybe we'll see some stuff on Battlefield 5. Xbox is very closely associated to Call of Duty, so we might get some exclusive Black Ops 4 stuff.
Yeah, you never know.
Perhaps, especially since Activision doesn't do a press conference anymore. I don't think they ever did one. And then, Xbox information and stuff. There were rumors going around they might announce, that was for Sony actually. Never mind. I'll save that for Sony. There's also, they might also announce maybe some more information for PUBG exclusivity or maybe more stuff on Sea of Thieves. I really don't know what I'm going to what I would predict here, other than the fact that Gears of War 5 is going to get announced and it's going to happen in 2019. And we're going to get our first story trailer. It's going to be a story trailer explaining what the story is going to be, where things are going to go from where Gears of War 4 left off.
Okay. Mine is that we're going to get a good amount more information about the DLCs that are planned for Sea of Thieves, because that game was coming out with a lot of hype and it kind of underwhelmed people. And they've got a good amount of DLC coming out, and rumor has it they're going to start adding a lot of things like constant events and things like that, and making certain PvP areas and all kinds of stuff. So I have a feeling that we're going to be hearing a lot more about their DLC, especially since I think the next one is going to be coming out soon. And I think we're going to be hearing a good amount about that game and how they're going to try and revitalize that and all the new stuff they've got for it. Because if they get that game right, that could be a huge thing. I mean, even though it disappointed a lot of people, you still got a lot of people watching it on Twitch because it's a fun game to watch. So I could see them trying to improve that.
Yeah. Mirage Leonardo, by the way, doesn't care much for Microsoft. Apparently, Scalebound was canceled. Yeah, as you know, like I think that was last year it got canceled, and apparently he doesn't much care. It was the final nail in the coffin for him with regards to Microsoft. All right, so then after Microsoft, we've got ourselves Bethesda going on at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time.
So excited.
Tomorrow. Bethesda, what can you expect? Oh, this little game called Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. Also, Rage 2
Yep.
will be coming out as well. Apparently, there might be expansions for Prey, which was an okay so received thing. And then apparently there might be some more stuff on Quake Champions coming out, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I know they were trying to do the whole what's it called, Quake League and all that, similar to like how it used to be back in the day with QuakeCon and all that. So I would not be surprised at all if we get some more Quake stuff.
Yeah, and then there's questions abound whether or not we will hear more about Wolfenstein, Dishonored, or Doom. An expansion for the Elder Scrolls Online just came out, so who knows if we'll get any information on the Elder Scrolls. It's been so long, and they got Fallout 76. But, yeah. Bold prediction time. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say it. Elder Scrolls 6. It's happening.
Do you want me to tell you what I think about that?
Let me finish what I say
Okay.
real quick. I think the Elder Scrolls 6 is happening. I don't know. See, now I've put myself into a corner because with Bethesda in recent years, normally when they do big reviews, or when they big reveals, it's for stuff that's coming out that year. And I don't think Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out this year. I think it's next year. But it might just be a slight tease. Kind of like how they did like years ago when they announced Skyrim, where Skyrim was just like a video of a narrator talking over like the fact that you were a dragonborn and there were going to be dragons and you were looking at cave writings. I think Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be announced, but we're not going to... It's not going to be coming out this year. It's going to be a tease to announce to let people know that it's happening, and it'll say 2019.
Okay. I don't think that's true. And the reason for that, I'm guessing you didn't follow it as closely as I did because I'm huge into Bethesda's shit, especially Fallout and the Elder Scrolls games. They were saying when people were asking them last year that, well, we're in the early stages of Elder Scrolls 6. And by that, we mean we're now finally starting to think about starting to make that game.
Yeah, that was a year ago, though.
Yeah, that they were starting to think about it. And they also specifically mentioned that they have 2 other big projects that they wanted to do.
Rage 2 and Fallout 76.
A lot of people are thinking it's Fallout 76 and some other game because they were saying that they've got some projects going on, but they got 2 big projects that they wanted to finish before Elder Scrolls 6. So I don't think we're going to hear anything this year.
I'm pretty sure it's Rage 2 and Fallout 76.
Okay.
And that was that before they announced Fallout 4?
No, Fallout 4 was out in 2015. This was last year.
Fallout 4? Oh, well, Doom came out last year and Wolfenstein came out last year.
Yeah, they said other than what they've announced. Like, there were new things.
I didn't know if this was before or after they announced
No, I know.
73
This was after their press conference. People were asking them questions.
Could be Rage 2 and Fallout 76 they were talking about. And
Yeah.
you know what? Like, after a full year, by now they probably know what they're doing with the game storyline wise, so they can probably announce that it's happening.
I mean, they've already said that it's happening, but yeah, I mean, we might get a little bit of something, but I don't think that's gonna. I think the main focus in this is gonna be Fallout 76, and my prediction is that the little secret extra thing we're getting is not only are we getting Fallout 76, I think we're getting Fallout 3 remastered because it's the 10-year anniversary of it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
it's fair. So that's all from Bethesda. Looking forward to that stuff. Then the next day, because I believe this is happening the next day, on Monday, we've got ourselves Square Enix at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Square Enix doing their first press conference in a long time. We haven't heard it from them in a while, but with a lot of there's a lot of excitement around Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 7 reboot potentially happening, and also the success of Mario Rabbids plus the next Tomb Raider game. So yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider we're expected to see. That'll be coming out. It's coming out on September 14th, so I'm sure we'll get a nice deep dive into that.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 11, Echoes of the Elusive Age, is coming out on September 4th. We've got Kingdom Hearts 3, which is coming out this year, which shocked a lot of people earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I believe it's set. Did they give an exact date? It's not saying in the description here.
I don't think they have.
But I think it might be November, October. And then of course the Final Fantasy VII remake. People haven't heard anything. It's been dark for a while, but some people think that it might get announced. Like we might get a much bigger reveal here at this event. Also apparently Just Cause 4 might be coming out. And then there's the Avengers project that is leaked to be rumored to be apparently Avengers Ultimate Alliance, but not like the old Ultimate Alliance games. It'll be labeled Ultimate Alliance in name only.
That'd be upsetting because those were good games.
Mario Rabbids was Ubisoft, not Square Enix. That's true. I must have been looking at something else.
Yeah.
I saw an image of the Rabbids and it was for Ubisoft, and I scrolled down for Square Enix. So that's my bad.
Yeah. What's your prediction?
Hold on. There's also Life is Strange 2 coming out. Dragon Quest Builders 2. Apparently this game Occupath Traveler is expected to get announced. Why did they list Just Cause 4 twice? But whatever. Additional stuff on Just Cause got announced. What is my prediction? They said that Final Fantasy VII, when it came out, that it was going to be episodic, the remake. I want to be bold.
Okay.
You know what? I won't be bold. I'm not. I was thinking of saying Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out this year. Instead, I'm going to go into Kingdom Hearts. I'm going to say we're going to get a lot of worlds revealed in Kingdom Hearts.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Including Frozen, Moana, and Marvel.
That'd be really cool.
I don't think we'll get Star Wars.
I'm
but
thinking
I think we're going to get
maybe
Marvel.
Maybe Pirates.
We already had Pirates before, though.
We did?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, well, I didn't get to play number 2, so
those are my predictions. We're going Kingdom Hearts 3. We'll have a big gameplay trailer revealing new worlds, and we're gonna get included in them will be Frozen, Moana, and Marvel. 3 of the biggest things that Disney has been doing recent years. So people have been asking for a Marvel world in Kingdom Hearts since the purchase of Marvel by Disney, because that happened after Kingdom Hearts 2 came out.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to get ourselves that. Mirage Leonardo also says Wreck-It Ralph in Kingdom Hearts 3. We could get Wreck-It Ralph because that's coming out this year.
We've seen him in Wreck-It Ralph.
Well, I think he means a world, not as a summon. We could. But my 3 picks will be Moana, especially since, the heart of Te Fiti could be the heart of the world in Moana.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we've got Frozen, and then we've also got Marvel. I think Marvel will be in there too. I'm
going to do 2, one not so bold as much as ridiculous, and one even more ridiculous prediction. First one I'm going to say is I'm predicting we're going to get an announcement about Final Fantasy VII timeframe coming out or whatever, but I'm also predicting that, because this is the way Square Enix seems to go sometimes, I'm predicting that we're going to get some other Final Fantasy game announced and that it's somehow going to come out before Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then the other very bold, very out there prediction that probably will never come true, but in my heart of hearts, I hope something like this will happen. I'm hoping that somehow they announce that they've bought the rights to the Suikoden franchise and they're going to come out with a new Suikoden game.
I would lose it if they did.
Oh
that.
yeah, same
That'd
here.
That'd be amazing if they bought the rights from Konami.
If they're like, hey, we bought the rights.
Do you think
and
this is going to
team.
be a Final Fantasy spin-off, or do you think they'll announce Final Fantasy 16?
I don't know. I just
15
know
was received pretty well, so
Yeah.
it's not like they don't have to stop making mainline Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know they're going to probably announce something that's Final Fantasy related. I don't know if it's going to be another main game or if it's going to be like
16.
another side thing, but who knows?
That would be amazing. Leonardo thinks that Square will announce a Chrono Trigger remake.
That's
People,
possible.
fanboys would lose it. For Chrono Trigger, you know what would be interesting? Chrono Trigger remake, and it's coming to the Switch.
That'd be real interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But that's not my prediction. The Kingdom Hearts 3 Worlds are my prediction. Then, after that, we've got what's considered the main event of E3 for when it comes to press conferences for most people. Well, actually, no, wait. Never mind. I forgot Ubisoft. Ubisoft is next. They're at 4 o'clock. I thought we were going into Sony, but we're not. We still got a couple other things. Ubisoft is next after that. They're the ones who had the success with Mario and Rabbids. They've got a lot of stuff coming out. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is going to be set in Greece. It's going to be interesting to see how it's going to happen, since by the time this game is going to come out, based on the timeline that was established in Origins, we'll already be past the age of the ancient Greece and the warring city-states and the time of Alexander the Great and the Greek Empire, because the Roman Empire will be a thing.
Unless they decide that they want to go back to before Origins.
And how do they do that? How does that work with Assassins?
Well, they go on with Assassin's Creed about how what's his name? Bayek is the first assassin, but this could be the startings that leads to like the ideals and everything, and doesn't even necessarily have to be about the assassins themselves. It could be about something like one of the first times that one of the apples or whatever, one of the pieces of Eden is found, and the story around that.
Maybe, but I don't know. Like the Assassins and the Templars, then they wouldn't be around because they were formed in Assassin's Creed Origins.
It could be something similar to what they did with Assassin's Creed Rogue or whatever, where you play as a Templar, and it could be the start of the Templars too. You never know.
I don't know. I think it's probably, it'll just be interesting to see how they twist it. I mean, I'm excited because I love ancient Greece.
Oh yeah,
But it'll be interesting.
same here.
Leonardo says he wants an Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan. I would love that too. Hopefully, we'll eventually get that. But that is not Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yep.
The Crew 2 apparently is also happening. The Division 2 will be coming out, which I am excited for.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Division, the first one, I really wanted to like, and I played like crazy and I had fun with friends, but eventually, once you beat the campaign, like there really wasn't much of an end game.
Yeah, I'm just gonna point out that when that was announced at the E3 that it was announced at, my friend and at the time coworker at GameStop, the assistant manager that I was working with, who if you've watched our streams of that we did of us watching like WrestleMania and stuff live, him he pointed out with it that was the first time that I've seen a game revealed and the name Tom Clancy appeared, and I was not immediately turned away from the game because of how good it looked.
Yeah. But the Division has gotten better over time. I tried to get back into it, but none of my friends are playing it. But with a release of a new game, the Division 2, that might draw some people in.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to that. We've also got Skull and Bones, which is basically the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag ship combat, the game.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks interesting, but for me, like if it doesn't have any like off the boat like piratey stuff, I don't know if I'm gonna be entirely interested.
Yeah, if it's just entirely a naval game, I won't be interested.
Yeah, then we got Beyond Good and Evil 2, which we only got that weird trailer for, so we'll see there. And people think a new Splinter Cell is gonna get released.
Yeah, there was a leak about it, and I remember seeing about that. So
Yeah.
and also Sam Fisher did make an appearance in Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And then there's Far Cry 5 DLC. It's believed that we might see something similar to there's Hours of Darkness launched this week. And then 2 more DLCs are planned: Dead Living Zombies and Lost on Mars. So we'll get more information on that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we'll probably get a Just Dance game. There might be some For Honor content coming out too.
Yeah.
Which, props to people who still play For Honor. It was a good game, but the servers just were awful. So yeah, prediction time. Do you want to make a prediction first this time?
Sure. I had 2 and I forgot one. So one that I'll go with right away is I'm guessing they might announce that they're going to be releasing another Far Cry game, maybe not this year, but soon, similar to how they did Far Cry 4, and then after that they did Far Cry Primal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing they might do something like that, and like how before they had done Far Cry 3 and then Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing we might get something like that. And yeah, I can't remember the other thing I was going to say.
Well, Mirage Leonardo thinks we'll get a sequel to Mario Rabbids, or even more DLC to that game.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
I think my prediction, and I gotta be honest, I'm kind of taking this from somewhere else where I heard it. But whatever. Division 2, as much as I would love to see it in more of New York City, and I would be perfectly happy with it still being in New York City, I think Division 2 will be set in London, England.
That'd be interesting.
Because when you think about it, Miami's been done by GTA. LA's been done to death by GTA. Chicago's been done by Ubisoft already with Watch Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, New Orleans was attempted with Mafia. I mean, Vegas, you could maybe think about doing Vegas.
It'll get comparisons with Fallout New Vegas, though.
Like, maybe Boston. Maybe you could do Boston. Maybe you could do Philadelphia. But yeah, London hasn't had a game done for it in a while.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but that wasn't current modern day London.
No, that's true. I'm just saying, like, that's the only game I can think of that in recent time that has been made has taken place in London.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that people pointed out, that the person who predicted, I think it was kind of funny. I think it was Greg Miller who made this prediction. But there was also the fact that, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Greg Miller who made this prediction, I think. He also pointed out that, much like New York City, London's got the underground, which is a massive infrastructure thing. And the subway system was a big part of the gameplay and the map for the first division.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction. Division 2 will be set in London, England. Which cool. Credit for that prediction goes to Kind of Funny Games and I believe Greg Miller.
All right. Sweet.
So,
possibly even too sweet.
Yeah. Then after that, we got the PC gaming show. It's going to be interesting. People don't know what to make of the PC gaming show, and it's interesting because last year there was more focus on it, and it started to make some traction.
Well, that's because last year they had at least one big game to focus on.
Yeah, they had
was
PUBG to talk about. And, with streaming and Twitch and everything, and even though Fortnite is on basically almost every single platform, a lot of people play it on PC. Destiny 2 last year came out with a PC port that moved a lot of people over to PC. PUBG is really popular. A lot of stuff coming out on Steam. Steam is just Steam rolls things.
Yeah.
I feel like PC gaming is starting to almost become the normal instead of just people who can spend lots and lots of money. Because also you can get by without having to spend a ton of money on a PC. I mean, video card prices aside, Like a lot of people can actually buy PCs for about the same price as a PS4 or a like a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One Elite, or whatever that one's
Yeah.
called, the Xbox One X or whatever.
Yeah.
So and it feels to me like PC gaming is on the rise. I don't think it's gonna but
No, I'm
to
listening.
go with Ubisoft, they're saying that they believe, and I believe, like, I see this rise, I see this trend. That's why Ubisoft is saying this next console generation, it might be the last one, because this console generation has been around for, what, 5 years now? About?
Something like
2013,
that, yeah.
about? I think around 2013, 2014. Maybe even 2012.
No.
Not
Not
2013,
2012.
2014. And then you've got, say, the PS4 and the PS5 are apparently, like, still 2 years away. So we've got about a 6 to 8 year console life, and then we do another 6 to 8 years on top of that. That's almost 20 years. That's anywhere from 12 to 16 years. So you got to believe in about based on how PC gaming is on the rise and how mobile gaming is on the rise and how it's becoming easier for people to just buy a PC and play everything on a PC instead of buying a bunch of different consoles. You can see almost a trend, and it's easy to see where some people might believe that all people might just game on PCs in another 10 to 15 years.
Now, the reason I'm going to say that I personally don't think that is because a lot of the rise that you're seeing with PC gaming isn't as much a rise in people being like, oh, well, I'm just going to buy a PC to play all my games on. You're seeing a rise in things like streamers and things like that. And it's people who are like, oh, I want to try and do something kind of professionally and everything. And the best way to do that is through PC gaming. And especially and this is the big thing with me, things like the Switch. Now you've got a game that you could play on your TV at home.
But is the Switch truly a console, or is it more of a portable? It's kind of a merger of both.
It's a portable console in a way, but I could see it easily where this is kind of a big thing that I don't think is going to happen this year, but maybe next year, whatever, with Sony. I think when they announce the PlayStation 5, they're also going to announce maybe a PlayStation Vita 2 and make it more designed. So that way you could do, like I personally do already, where you're able to play the games on the system at home, and you don't even have to take the system with you. You take this other secondary system, so you could keep that stationary at home, but still be able to play these games wherever you go. And most people who play games, like the majority of people who play games and at least purchase the stuff, they're not really hardcore into games. They thoroughly enjoy playing games, but they're not going to buy a whole giant PC rig. They're just going to buy a system that just sits there and you could just pick up the controller, especially if you could pick up the controller and then walk out the door with it. And I think that's where we're going to start seeing it go more towards.
Yeah.
I think maybe further down the road, it'll just be like PC systems where you're able to do things like that, and then consoles will be gone. But I think it's going to be a little bit longer before that.
But again, also, if everything becomes this kind of like portable thing that you can put into like a little mini thing and you can play it on your TV and then take it with you, like, is that truly a console anymore, though?
If you're buying specifically a console that does that, then yes, because like I said, I think it's going to be like with the PlayStation. I think they're going to continue their model.
I understand what you're saying, but I just don't think it's a true traditional, like what we think of as a console anymore. It's more along the lines of a Switch, which is kind of a merger between a portable and a console.
Okay, but the point I was making with it is I think it's going to be like that, but they're not going to go that way where they're going to have the actual physical console, but then they're going to have the accessory on it that you could also get.
We'll see if people want to do that, because the market might turn around and be like, well, if I want to do that, because why would I buy a PS5 and then buy a Vita on top of it? Some people will, I probably will, but a lot of people might be, why would I do that when I can just pay half that for a Switch and I've got it already? I've got both things already.
Because the Switch won't be able to play all the games they want. Unless they come out with a new one.
Know.
But still. But I'm just saying, like, I think that's where this whole gaming trend is going to start veering towards. I think it's going to be veering more towards that, because people care.
Possible.
Most people who buy this stuff care more about comfort and ease of use than power of gaming.
Well, and the PCs are becoming more comfortable and easy to use too. But anyway.
Yeah, let's move on.
Tangent aside. The whole point of what I was trying to say is that with streaming on the rise and apparently PC gaming on the rise, more focus and more of a spotlight has kind of been put on the PC gaming show in the last couple of years.
And like I said, the
as
only
of last year and this year.
Personally, the only time I really got that interested and paid attention to it was last year, and that was mostly because of PUBG.
Yeah, but now it's gonna be more interesting, because you will have information from PUBG. You might have Epic there with Fortnite. I don't think they're listed on there. They're not listed on there, but you might have them show up. High res. These are all the. I'll run this down. These are all the full list of presenters according to PC Gamer. We got 505 Games, Chance Agency, Cloud Imperium Games, Coffee Strain Studios, Crytek. Crytek's big. Crytek can draw some eyes. What they've got: Digital Extremes, Double Fine, Drake's Cake, Frontier, High Res Studio, which just launched Realm Royale. By the way, I don't know if you've seen Realm Royale.
I've heard about it, but I haven't
really
seen
fun. Laser Scope, by the way, works with High Res.
Oh.
So he actually got me into a pre-alpha of Realm Royale, and I actually streamed it last night. Was playing with some of my clanmates. People are loving it. It's a battle royale style game where you drop in, and this map actually doesn't stick to just one environment as far as ecosystem is concerned. Like, you've got your foresty areas, you've got almost a Japanese inspired area, you've got a snowy area and stuff like that, you've got a desert area in the map. But you drop in and it's fantasy based, but with guns. So you can ride on a horse on a mount. You can pick up a crossbow. You can pick up a pistol. You can pick up a sniper rifle. You can pick up a shotgun. And you can also pick up a sword. And if you want to cut people down with swords, and there are classes. You can be an engineer, a warrior, an assassin, a mage, or a hunter.
Right, and I'm guessing we're probably going to see more of that probably at the PC game.
I think we're going to see more of it. It just launched on Steam as a free-to-play game for people to play in alpha on Steam and on realmroyale.com. And I think High Res is going to be there. And, Ninja picked it up a couple days ago, and since then, a lot of people are streaming it.
Okay.
So that's another thing to be on the lookout for there. We've also got Clay Entertainment, Modern Storyteller, Oculus Rift, Raw Fury, Sega, Skydance Media, Starbreeze, Square Enix is going to be there. Stardock Entertainment, Team 17, Tiny Build, and Tripwire. So PUBG is not exactly listed there.
Yeah.
So PUBG Corp isn't there, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do show up.
Yeah, there'll probably be a little bit of a surprise thing.
505K Games, the publisher behind several of Starbreeze's games, which includes Overkill's The Walking Dead game, so we'll be seeing that. Also, Pillars of Eternity, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, Cloud Imperium, the Star Citizen, Crytek Hunt Showdown apparently has a unique spot. Digital Streams makes Warframe. Psychonauts 2 also, that might be something that we might see from Double Fine while we're there. Again, they say Paladins Battlegrounds, but it's actually Realm Royale, it's called. So we'll see more of that. Clee Entertainment, nothing that I can see of note there really, but we'll see what they've got. Total War, Sega makes, so we can see some interesting Total War stuff. Just running through. We might see some Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Dragon Quest 11 stuff from Square Enix. Starbreeze behind Dead by Daylight and Payday, so it'll be interesting to see what they're making. So yeah. Be very interesting to see what the PC Gaming Show does. I feel like it's got more of a spotlight than in recent years on it this year. My bold prediction is that PlayerUnknown is going to show up. PUBG really hasn't got the best reputation right now, with Fortnite almost overtaking its spot in the lawsuit that is filing over PUBG. But I wouldn't be surprised if PUBG Corp shows up and says, that new smaller map that we were building, it's live. Go play it right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that.
And then announces a bunch of other stuff on what's to come with PUBG. Maybe, hopefully, a revamping of their microtransaction system and progression system.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And Fortnite is amazing, and that's why a lot of people like playing Fortnite over PUBG, is because Fortnite you get a sense of progression with their quests and stuff.
Okay. So,
my
bold prediction is we're gonna see. God, I'm forgetting the guy's name. But I have a feeling that we might get an announcement for some date eventually of Stardew Valley 2.
Oh.
Because very soon, I believe the game has come out on the Vita and everything, and I think it might be recently, they released the update for Stardew Valley that allows full-on multiplayer for the game. Mm-hmm. And that was like a surprise hit what was it, a year or two ago. And it's just one guy who made the game all by himself. And I know people have been clamoring for more, so I have a feeling we might get a Stardew Valley 2 announced.
Nice. Then we finally reached the main event, which is Sony at E3. That will be going on, I believe it's 9 p.m. Eastern time. The PC Gaming Show, by the way, will be happening at 6 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern time will be Sony PlayStation. Lots of PlayStation has been doing really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Been beating the hell out of Xbox. They've got quite a few games. They've got Death Stranding, that weird thing with Norman Reedus
and Kojima,
Del Toro and Kojima.
Is Del Toro on this? Because I know he was on the other game, and then that got canceled.
Del Toro's on it. The original, the second Death Stranding trailer had Del Toro as a character in it, holding the baby in the jar. So Del Toro's in it. And then we've also got Marvel's Spider-Man, which is going to be a huge, huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that is also coming out this year, I believe. Yeah, September 7th. We've got The Last of Us Part 2. And I did see the trailer for Ghosts of Tsushima, which looks incredible.
That the one last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being super excited for that, so I'm really hoping we hear more about that.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, there will be no new hardware news or no hardware news, so that we won't get a reveal of the PlayStation 5, and it's a few years away. They are working on it, but there's no announcement happening. Days Gone we'll also see. This game Dreams, which was revealed last year.
Can I point one thing out quickly because I just double checked something?
Sure.
Del Toro is going to be featured in the game. He is not part of creative for the game.
But he's still going to be in the game.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were saying that he was going to be writing it and stuff, as he was going to be with
saying
the
game
other game,
with featuring. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we got third-party stuff. We might see some stuff from Red Dead Redemption 2, Destiny 2. We might get some Black Ops 4 stuff, Monster Hunter World stuff, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite stuff. The Final Fantasy 7 remake might show up. So yeah, lots of stuff coming from Sony. Trying to think. I think I got a couple of bold predictions here. My first one will be Red Dead Redemption 2. Actually, I'm going to give out 3 predictions.
Okay.
Hopefully I don't stomp on any of yours. Red Dead Redemption 2. Rockstar comes out. Battle Royale mode for multiplayer. We get a full reveal. Because we got plenty of story, we'll get a full reveal of Red Dead Redemption 2 multiplayer, which includes Battle Royale.
Okay.
Second. And this only qualifies, I don't know the details of the exclusivity with Xbox, but if it was only like a year or so, representative from PUBG Corp, PlayerUnknown, comes out, says, guess what? PUBG's finally coming to PlayStation.
Yeah, I figured that.
Prediction 3. The new Spider-Man or gameplay trailer ends with Miles Morales putting on his Spider-Man outfit. And or you playing as Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Showing that you can play. I think that this game is going to let you play as both Miles Morales and Peter Parker.
Yeah, there's been word that they would do that, so I wouldn't be surprised.
So those are my 3 predictions.
Okay. One that I'm hoping will happen, but probably won't happen. I'm hoping for PlayStation Vita 2. And that they've basically stopped everything with PlayStation Vita, and what I'm hoping, like I said,
that
is...
was more because the Vita didn't perform as well as they want. I don't know if Vita 2 is going to happen.
Well, the reason I'm hoping for that...
At least not yet.
...is because of the fact that I know I personally have had some issues with playing games on the PS4 with remote play and everything, and I bought a PlayStation Vita specifically for that, and even bought some more games on top of it because, hey, they had some good games that I wanted to get that's on the Vita, and that's still money in their pocket. But it's been years since a Vita's come out, and I feel like if they came out with a second one, it would help with a lot of like connectivity issues and stuff that at least I deal with the Vita trying to play with my PS4, and I'm hoping that they come out with a second one that kind of improves upon that and focuses on the kind of remote play aspect, capitalizing on what Nintendo's done with the Switch, but in my opinion, a little better because you don't have to lug your powerful console around and can do things remotely still.
Yeah.
My other prediction which is now just slipping my mind as I go to say it, which bothers the hell out of me. Oh God.
What did it have to do with? Do you remember what it has to do with
I'm trying
anything?
to remember. I know. Well, one other thing I'll say is a lot of rumor going on is that Devil May Cry 5 is gonna be announced.
Yes, that would be something that I feel like they would reveal at Sony.
But there was something else, and this is gonna bother the. I'm guessing they're gonna announce some kind of at the very least DLC stuff for God of War, since it was so high, like well received. I think they're gonna make a little bit of a spotlight on that.
It's a good prediction. That's a safe prediction.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then our final press event, which will be happening Tuesday morning before the show floor opens up, will be the Nintendo E3, kind of almost like a Nintendo Direct kind of presentation.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be expecting stuff from Super Smash Bros. For Switch.
Yep.
Mario Tennis Aces. Splatoon 2's Octo expansion. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Yoshi for Switch. Fortnite is going to be coming to Switch, so we're going to expect that. Fire Emblem and Metroid Prime 4, people believe, will be getting revealed. And then for the 3DS, Wario World Gold, Luigi's Mansion stuff, and an updated Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your prediction?
More remasters and remake. Hold on. More remasters and remakes. Wii U games find new life on the Switch, potentially. Keep Nintendo 3DS alive with old hits and stuff like that. Nintendo Switch Online details, like maybe a release date. Also, one other thing that people think that Sony might reveal at their press conference before we dig into predictions for Nintendo is that apparently there's a rumor going around that they might announce that PS3 and PS4 games are going to be backwards compatible.
Very nice.
Potentially announce full backwards compatibility for a lot of those games. A Switch prediction. I would have said Fortnite to Nintendo, but that's a softball prediction. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's go with a Smash Bros prediction for a character.
One thing I'm just going to say quickly that you didn't talk about, and it's not mentioned in here, but it wouldn't surprise me if they talk more about Pokemon Let's Go.
Yeah, they will talk more about Pokemon. Yeah. Because Pokemon's got to be featured.
I figured we got to mention that, so.
Yes. I'm trying to think. So I want a Smash Bros character that we haven't normally thought of, but who will be in there. But it's really hard to try and predict because we've already gotten Cloud. We've gotten Solid Snake before. So it's just
Here, I'll give a super bold character prediction that I doubt will happen, but it's just super bold prediction.
Who?
Kratos.
That would be a thing.
Because we also,
but he's Sony,
last game,
like exclusively Sony.
Didn't we also get Nathan Drake once?
No, that was PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. All right. Still,
I will predict. You know what I'll predict? Lara Croft will be in Super Smash Brothers.
There you go.
Ubisoft comes out, maybe reveals that the new Tomb Raider game is also coming to the Switch, and that Lara Croft will be a playable character for Super Smash Bros. For the Switch.
There you go.
There we
go. There was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember so well.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, well, if you think of anything...
running out of time anyway, so...
Well, if you think of anything, what, do we have to wrap up by a certain time?
Well, I have to get home not terribly late, because wife is heading out for something, and I have to watch the kids, so...
When is that?
I'm not sure, but I know things are starting for her around 3 o'clock, so she's probably going to have to leave probably around like 1:30 or something.
Well, you think about it, and I'm going to rapid fire off some video game news before we wrap things up for the video game section.
Very quickly, this week is a double XP weekend for Overwatch, which is the last weekend of the event. They announced that they're going to be doing some social changes where you can, with different players in the game, list them as a good sportsman a team leader or a good team player. So that's going to be a new aspect that they add into the game. They're going to be doing some reworks for Horizon Lunar Colony, where they're going to be changing some stuff up on the map and adding some new lore stuff into it. And they are going to be soon releasing the new Symmetra rework, where they changed her all around and move her from the support side to what they're now calling damage, because that's another thing I almost forgot about. They are combining offense and defense into one category as just damage category.
Damage, not DPS.
No, it's going to be called damage, and then you're also going to have tank and support.
Okay, interesting.
So that's about it. I just wanted to get that in quickly.
All right, yeah, we got our episodic Overwatch news in.
Yep.
Do your little jingle. So Days Gone, we mentioned that it's going to be at E3 for Sony. It's going to be coming out on in February 2019. Hitman 2, by the way, was announced by Square Enix, so that's also probably going to be at their press conference coming this November. November 13th, PS4, PC, and Xbox. Paladins is coming to Switch. Paladins, the game, we don't know. That might mean that when Realm Royale finally launches in full, and not just as an alpha or whatever, that it may also eventually come to the Switch. Mario Tennis Aces gets a guest star in Rafael Nadal. Apparently, he was in a spot for one of their things. It doesn't look like he's gonna actually be in the game, but yeah, Rafael Nadal, probably the biggest star ever, appearing in a spot for Mario Tennis. Crackdown 3, as we mentioned, was delayed into February 2019. So unsure if we'll see that at the Xbox or Microsoft press conference. Let's see. We're gonna skip that because that will take a while. Also, what to expect from Fortnite at E3. We'll just go through this real quick. Again, the expected Switch announcement. They might finally get a release date for the Android version of mobile. Good chance we're gonna see a lot of stuff plans for esports. They revealed that they will be giving away, I think it was like $100 million. In esports competitions, so we'll maybe get some more information on that. We've also got the Pro-Am going on that week. And just what's going to happen for the future of Fortnite in general.
Yep.
Speaking of Fortnite also, apparently llamas in buildings got nerfed. And building in general is getting a bit of a nerf. This is coming from Polygon. Animal Crossing, though, as a footballer says about Nintendo. That's possible.
Yeah, it is quite possible.
Crossing.
Although they did just come out with a Animal Crossing mobile game this last year, so I don't know if they're doing too much more with Animal Crossing this year.
Yeah. Apparently for supply llamas in Fortnite, resources given is down to 200 when it used to be 500. Llamas will also no longer drop explosive ammo. Because a big felt that rocket launchers and grenade launchers were too strong when they could be spammed in the late game. Materials now spawn on the ground less often from buildings. And those that do spawn will only give players 20 of a material instead of 30. So I think that means just when you find the materials on the ground, just laying around on the ground. Other weapons getting buffed with this update include the minigun, which is a little more accurate, and the C4 has a bigger exploding radius. They're also announced that there might be a big nerf coming to the shotguns in the game, because shotguns are way OP in Fortnite. And they also put out a new trap as well, if I can find it. But yeah, they came out with a new trap that launches people in the air and stuff and whatnot. The Walking Dead has its final season. It was announced by Telltale Games. It's coming out in August. It's the 4th and final season. I didn't play the 3rd season. The 1st season was good. The 2nd season was all right. So if you're into those kinds of games, there you go. As we mentioned, Battlefront 2 adds a solo map and mission and more, coming June 12th next week during E3. And then also the last bit of news I want to touch on, Destiny 2 this Tuesday revealed their plans for year 2. It is being called Forsaken. And what it is, it's a new story where apparently Cade has set up this prison in the Reef. He's locked up a lot of these guys called the Forsaken, which look like Fallen, with that are just look different and act differently from the Fallen, but it looks like they're from the Fallen race.
And they
Yep, they broke out, all got out. They say they're going for a Wild West theme. There's going to be these 7 barons. It's basically going to be almost like the Magnificent Seven, but if the Magnificent Seven were bad guys.
Yeah.
And they're all going to have their different like quirks about them, and you're gonna have to fight them basically on their terms. Like you're gonna face a sniper boss, and you get into a sniper fight, which is amazing to me because because I love sniping, and sniping is not really a thing much in Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun. They're introducing bows and arrows, which look like one-hit kills into the game. They are changing the way that their weapons are gonna be done. They will still have a kinetic, energy, and power slot, but you can take certain power weapons, I believe, like shotguns and sniper rifles and maybe fusion rifles, and I think you can put them into the kinetic and energy slots as well.
Yeah, as they described it. If you want to go and see what it's like playing with 3 shotguns, go for it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exciting. That's a lot of stuff that people are looking forward to. They have collections now, where now you can have, if you get like certain shaders and exotic armor, you can store it in your collections, and it can just sit there. And it's more expanded, so it doesn't take up as much vault space.
And you could delete multiple shaders at once.
Yes, you can bulk delete shaders because you only had to delete them. We're able to delete them one at a time, which was annoying.
Yep.
The vault is also getting expanded to 500 spaces from the current 200.
There you go.
And they also announced a new game type as well called Gambit, which looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's PvEVP, where basically 2 sides spawn into the map. They get to taunt each other before the game starts. Then the game starts. You go out, and each team has to kill waves of enemies and destroy this big boss at the end. The first team to destroy all the enemies and the big boss wins. Mm-hmm. However, when you kill things, you get these like motes that you can put into a bank, and that's how you advance. But it will also allow you to eventually cause havoc and more stuff to cause problems on the other side,
including sending one of your guys over.
Yeah, and I think it's at 2 different points during the game, a rift will open up, and you can send one of your players in to actually attack the other team.
Yeah,
and try to take down the other team. So that looks really cool. I'm really looking forward to giving that a shot.
Same.
They also revealed an annual pass, which will be you buy the annual pass, and they will have 3 more like mini like DLC updates throughout the year. One in the winter, one in the spring, one in the summer. I can't remember what all of them were called. The one in the summer is called Penumbra. The one in the spring is called Joker's Wild, and I cannot remember what the name of the winter is called. I don't remember. The one unfortunate thing that's really upsetting people about this is that apparently you cannot play Forsaken unless you purchased Warmind and Trials of Osiris or Curse of Osiris from the original Destiny 2.
It's a little ridiculous, but okay.
Yeah, which is pretty absurd. Hopefully they'll maybe eventually backtrack on that.
Hopefully.
So, yeah, I think that's everything we know about Destiny 2 for Forsaken as of now. Mm-hmm. And with that, we will bring an end to the Video Games section.
Not quite yet, because I've got a good transition here.
All right, let's hear it.
Which is at E3, we are going to see Xavier Woods versus Kenny Omega in a Street Fighter match.
Yep, they're going to be facing off at Street Fighter.
But I figured that was a good little thing of combining wrestling and video games.
And we'll get into why that's even more important now after we do our Money in the Bank 2018 predictions, because we got to do those. We're going to lead off with that. Then we will go into the thing that happened a few hours ago in New Japan. And then we also got this other big thing that happened involving CM Punk. We'll get to that stuff. And then we got to peace. Mm-hmm. One other quick segue, though, between video games and wrestling. Mm-hmm. As that news broke that big old Dave Bautista, he wants to star as Marcus Phoenix in a Gears of War movie.
That'd be cool.
One person, a fan, he was basically answering questions for his latest movie, and one person asked, "Would you be interested in playing Marcus Phoenix in Gears of War?" And they said we think that would be a dream role for you. And Batista was like, "Look at me. I'm looking at the camera. That is a dream role for me." He's like, "I have been bugging the hell out of Epic Games to find out if and when they're ever going to make a Gears of War game." And fun fact, Cliff Bleszinski, Cliffy B, who is one of the big influences and creators of Gears of War, said that he fully supports it. And I would too. I honestly, from what I've seen of Batista acting and the fact he's a big buff Jack guy and he kind of looks like Marcus Phoenix,
Mm.
I'm 100% behind that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
One thing I do want to point out: are we also doing predictions for Takeover? I have the card.
I forgot there was a takeover
Yep, I got the card
on
right
Saturday.
here.
All right, let me write down the takeover card.
Well, we could just say. I'll just say who we're predicting, and we could just write it down a little later.
Where is takeover taking place?
Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's why. Derp.
It's Takeover Chicago 2. The 1-year anniversary of when Tommaso Ciampa turned on Johnny Gargano.
Yep. Well, about a year anniversary.
Yeah.
1
year event.
All right, so read off the card. Let's start going with the card.
So, first match I will list is Shayna Baszler defending the Women's Championship against Nikki Cross. And as the champion, I get to go first.
Mm-hmm.
I am predicting that Shayna Baszler is going to retain.
Yeah, I'm going to predict the same thing.
Okay.
Because I don't think Shayna Baszler is losing for a while.
Yeah. Second match. King Ricochet versus the Velveteen Dream. I'm going to go ahead and pick Ricochet for this one.
I want to pick Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. And if you hadn't picked Ricochet, I probably would have. But this is a match where I feel like either guy can win. And Ricochet has been built up as the bigger guy. I feel like they both need a win here, and it's rough. I'll go with Velveteen.
Okay.
So that way I can hopefully maybe have some different predictions, maybe beat you.
All right. The next I will go into is the tag title match. Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defending the titles against Lorcan and Birch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Undisputed Era.
I have to agree with you there. Not that I don't think Oni Lorcan and Danny Birch are bad. It's just Undisputed Era is the hottest thing going right now, and you don't take those titles off those men.
At least not yet. No.
Yeah.
The next match is the NXT Championship match. Aleister Black defending against Lars Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Aleister Black.
I agree with you there. Lars Sullivan has been a great worker. It's good that he's getting this title opportunity, but he is solely basically designed to help build up Aleister Black as a fighting, amazing, ridiculous champion, and basically also help build up whoever eventually beats Black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By the way, Footballer says the build to Ricochet and Velveteen Dream has been amazing. Yes, it has.
Yes, it has been.
That might actually be steal the show. That might actually.
Oh,
I mean, I know what we've got as the last match, but Ricochet versus Velveteen might even be better than that.
And the final match is a Chicago street fight between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Yep.
And I am going to go with Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would like to go with Johnny Gargano, but this has to go 3 by SummerSlam time. And Gargano won the first one, and not everything is on the line for Johnny Gargano here, so I feel like this is the one where Ciampa wins.
Yes, and I feel that Ciampa is
especially
going to
given
win.
that it's like you said, it's been a year since he betrayed Gargano.
I think the main reason that Ciampa is going to win this match, which is going to diffuse the feud, well, not diffuse it, but put it on a backseat for a little bit, is because I think EC3 is going to interfere, and he's going to cost Johnny Gargano the match.
Why would he do that?
Because not this week, but the previous week on NXT, EC3 was having a match against Fabian Eichner, and Johnny Gargano just kind of walked in and more or less embarrassed EC3, like going all up in it, being like, oh, I'm going to have this match against Tommaso Ciampa, blah, 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 and in the middle of stopping the match. So I think that EC3 is going to be like, hey, guess what? Now I'm going to take you down a peg because I am the top 1%.
You think they're going to make EC3 versus Gargano and pivot Gargano to that? Or do you think they're going to use EC3 then as a stepping stone for Gargano to get back to Ciampa?
I think it's going to be a rivalry between Gargano and EC3 to kind of separate Gargano from Ciampa a little bit, and Ciampa might do something challenge for the NXT Championship.
I was just going to say, what if they do that where you've got Gargano going with EC3, and then Ciampa goes against Black and beats Black for the NXT Championship, and then you get Gargano versus Ciampa for the NXT title for their third match.
That's what I've been thinking for a while now.
That could be really good. All right, so that's TakeOver.
Yep.
Now we got Money in the Bank.
Yep.
First match, Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. If Big Cass wins, it's ridiculous.
Yep.
Intercontinental Championship match, Seth Rollins versus Elias.
This is a tough one. I'm going to go with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, do that. I'm picking the same thing.
Okay.
I gotta go with Elias. I gotta go with Rollins. I don't think Rollins is losing that title just yet.
Not yet, at least, yeah.
At least maybe not against Elias.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
You never know, but
I
think he's going to retain.
But yeah, I think if Rollins is gonna lose to Elias, he's gonna lose in a rematch or a second or third match. He's not gonna lose in the first match between the two of them. Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn.
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Sammy, that you've been stuck in this horrible feud and you've basically just been served to push Lashley.
Yeah.
Sucks. Bludgeon Brothers versus Gallows and Anderson, SmackDown Tag Team titles.
See, this is where I'm really torn.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that the Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain, but I could see Gallows and Anderson winning. But I'm going to go with the Bludgeon Brothers retaining. Just with how they built them up.
I hate you because they're not letting the Bludgeon Brothers lose right now. So I agree with you there. That's my prediction too. We have almost the same predictions again.
Yep.
Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about that anymore. That's
Jinder is getting hindered.
Carmella versus Asuka.
Carmella.
Damn you. Because I don't have faith in them letting Asuka win, and they just started the whole Carmella thing. So
yeah,
and I don't like it, but I think Carmella's winning. Nia versus Ronda.
I don't know with this one because so far I've got all the champions retaining so far.
Yeah.
You know what? Whatever. I'm gonna say Ronda beats Nia.
Ooh. I was thinking of doing that and having an extra twist on it too. Do you have the same twist in mind as me?
I don't know. I don't really have a twist on it. I just think with the ridiculous story they've been doing and how they've been building Ronda.
I think Nia is turning on Ronda. I'm going to pick Nia just to be different. But here's what I realized when I was looking at this card. Natty's in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's two ways this can go. Either Natty's going to turn on Ronda. If this happens before the Money in the Bank match, or if the Money in the Bank match happens and Natty doesn't win, Natty turns on Ronda, costing her the title. Nia retains. If the match happens before the women's title match and Natty wins, Natty's cashing in on Ronda and taking the title immediately off Ronda.
Okay.
And then you've got Ronda versus Natty.
Yeah.
But I think she's just going to cost Ronda the title. So you keep the title off of Ronda. She doesn't have it for a while just yet. Maybe wait until SummerSlam. And then have Ronda go through Natty to get back to Nia.
Yeah. And you
I think
see,
Nia wins.
part of the reason I picked Ronda is because I could see it being that Ronda wins by disqualification.
Could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because Natty interferes and causes a DQ on Ronda.
Either that or with this ridiculous thing they've been doing with Nia Jax of her being an extreme bully doing something that gets her disqualified.
I mean,
or.
That would work also because if Natty interferes, Ronda can say she never truly got beaten for the championship.
Exactly.
But we'll see. That actually makes a lot more sense because it would protect Ronda.
Exactly.
With a DQ finish.
That's why I picked that.
Damn you. It could also be a count out, be interference, but we'll see. But also, if you have Nia beat Ronda with, like, say, a second rope Samoa drop after Natty interferes, then at least Ronda's protected because she gets the first loss out of the way, and she's protected in the loss.
Yeah.
AJ Styles versus Nakamura for the WWE Championship.
You see, I kind of been thinking that it might be AJ. But I'm going to go with Shinsuke because with this whole freaking storyline and Shinsuke picking the stipulation, if he does not walk out the champion, with what I'm predicting so far, then no titles actually change hands.
I've got to do the same thing because I've got every
yeah.
other champion retaining.
Mm-hmm.
For your reasoning, plus I've got every other champion retaining,
yeah.
so I got to go with Shinsuke as well.
Yeah.
So far we only differ on 2 matches total out of all.
Well,
everything.
we're about to go to 2 matches, but I'm guessing we're gonna differ on those.
Yeah. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match: Braun Strowman versus Finn Balor versus The Miz versus Rusev. Happy Rusev Day, by the way.
Yes, happy Rusev Day,
everybody. Versus Bobby Roode versus Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe versus a member of the New Day TBD.
Mm-hmm. You see, I've heard some pretty crazy things recently, which I want to share with you.
Okay.
One thing that I've been hearing is one of the favorites to win, which I'm not surprised at all, is The Miz.
Mm-hmm.
Another favorite I've been hearing is Samoa Joe.
Oh.
Another I've been hearing is Braun Strowman. Another I've been hearing is Finn Balor. But the one that surprises me the most is, you know what a lot of people think is going to be a favorite to win this match?
They're going to have Rusev win and finally give him the big, massive push he needs?
No.
Big E.
Yeah. I've been hearing they might have
Big E too.
Win this.
That's the thing. Like, with this match, like, I think maybe Bobby Roode and maybe Kevin Owens are the only ones where it's like, I don't know if it's their time at the moment.
Yeah, I would not complain about them winning.
Everybody else in this match, you can make a compelling argument for why they would win.
Like, not gonna lie, I would absolutely love it to see Bobby Roode win the Money in the Bank, and then with that briefcase, turn heel, cash in on someone, and then have the Bobby Roode that we had in NXT in the WWE main card as WWE champion when he's the full-on heel and everything.
You could also have Rusev win that, and then Lana win hers, and they're the first couple to hold Money in the Bank together.
That's true, but that's also based on the fact that they have Lana win, and I could see them doing that, win. But I could really hope they don't. I really, really hope they don't. I think I'm gonna go against what I want.
I know who I'm going to pick, and I swear to God, if you pick the same person,
I think we're gonna pick the same person. So I'll say the person I want to pick, but I'm not going to pick, is Samoa Joe.
You son of a bitch! You're gonna pick. The same
I really want
man.
Samoa Joe to win, but I don't think he is. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick The Miz.
You son of a bitch! I've been harping on the Miz Money in the Bank train for weeks, if not months, and you're gonna make the same damn prediction as me.
Sorry. You could pick someone else.
I could, but I would be. But then that sucks because I'm rooting against the person I really, really want to see win.
You could go with your awesome Rusev Lana idea. Come on, pick Rusev and Lana. Do it. I dare you. I dare you.
You know what? I'm going to take you up on that dare. I'm going to do it.
You're not going to do it.
I'm going to do it. I'm picking Rusev.
All right.
I want Miz to win, but I have to vary some things up. We can't have the same predictions for almost every single match. We would only have 2, maybe 3 differences.
All right. So that means
what did I just do?
That means the women's Money in the Bank match. You're picking Lana, right? Do it, bitch.
Well, you pick first.
Do it.
You pick first.
Okay. I pick that you pick Lana.
No. I wanted to pick the Miz, but I have no. But you've put me into a position to where like we have 2 differences. I gotta like try and be different.
Yeah. All right. So who are the competitors in the women's?
We've got Ember Moon, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Natty, Neidhart, Lana, and Sasha Banks.
See, I could see 2 people winning this match, and I'm torn between the 2. You know what? I think I know who. I think, for the heck of it, outside chance, I'm going to go with Ember Moon.
Okay.
Because she doesn't have to cash it in right away. She could hold on to it for a while. And the other person I was thinking, but I feel like it's too soon with all the storylines they've been doing, and I don't know if they'd do this, even though it fit her personality, is Alexa Bliss. But I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on her. So I'm going with Ember Moon. And go ahead, pick Lana. Go ahead.
I think Lana. I might want to change my thoughts on this.
On what? The women's Money in the Bank match?
No, who I picked for the men's Money in the Bank match.
You already said you were going to pick both Rusev and Lana. You're like, I'm going to take you up on it.
I know. And I'm going to be wrong on both. Because I think it might be Big E who wins, and I think it might be Alexa who wins the women's Money in the Bank. Or Sasha. Now that I'm looking at everything.
You see, I don't think it's going to be Sasha.
Well, I'm thinking is they need to have one Money in the Bank on SmackDown and one on Raw. And I can't pick 2 on the same brand because then I'm screwing myself. Especially 2 people who aren't considered the favorites.
You picked Rusev, and then if you picked the person you said you were thinking of Alexa Bliss, She's on Raw.
No, I was saying the Rusev Lana thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Do it, though.
Why did I pick Rusev? You
'Cause
got
it's
me all.
Rusev
You got
Day.
me. You got me agitated. I picked Rusev. I want to change. I really want to change my prediction in that match.
Pick Lana. Do it.
No, I'm not picking Lana.
Pussy. Do it.
She's the more likely one to actually win her Money in the Bank briefcase over Rusev. So I don't even know
So do it
why
then.
you're aggravating me. No, I'm gonna go with Alexa.
All right.
I swear to God, if Rusev loses and Lana wins, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I'll be happy. So you want to go over our predictions?
No. I want to pick Big E. I want to go back and pick Big E for this ladder match.
If you want to switch that to Big E, that's fine with me.
Okay. I'm gonna switch from Rusev to Big E.
Now, here's the thing. If it turns out to be Xavier Woods or Kofi, I'm not giving it to you.
I'll just go with whoever the New Day member is then.
Fine.
I'm predicting whoever the New Day member of the New Day is, and it'll probably be Big E. Now, if Rusev and Lana do win, I will be upset, but that's probably not gonna happen. Let's be realistic. Lana might win, but they're not gonna give it to Rusev.
Okay, but here's the thing. If both Rusev and Lana do win, I am never letting you live this down.
All right,
I hope you
fine.
realize that.
Okay. All right.
All right. So you want to go over the predictions now?
All right. Yeah. So here's what we got. Takeover. We both have Shayna Baszler defeating Nikki Cross. You have Ricochet winning against his match with Velveteen Dream. I have the Dream of Velveteen. We both have Undisputed Era retaining their titles against Orny Lorcan and Danny Burch. We both have Aleister Black defeating Lars Sullivan, and we both have Tommaso Ciampa winning the street fight against Johnny Gargano. We have for Money in the Bank. We both have Daniel Bryan defeating Big Cass. Seth Rollins retaining against Elias. Has Rollins been running afoul of anybody?
Elias.
Other than Elias? I mean, he had a thing with Jinder. Because
Yeah,
part of me
but
is thinking of maybe
Jinder's
just to
having
be
a match
more
with Roman.
different of going with Elias or Rollins.
Your funeral.
Nah, we'll stick with Rollins, I guess. We both have Bobby Lashley defeating Sami Zayn. We both have the Bludgeon Brothers defeating Gallows and Anderson. We both have Reigns beating Mahal. We both have Carmella beating Asuka. I have Nia defeating Ronda Rousey. You have Ronda defeating Nia via disqualification. Doesn't matter either which way. I'm just explaining your reasoning. We both have Shinsuke finally taking the title off of AJ Styles. You have The Miz, which was my original pick, you a-hole. Goddamn Champions Advantage. Winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. I have whichever member of the New Day ends up in it, which I would say is Big E. And in the Women's Money in the Bank, you have Ember Moon. I have Alexa Bliss.
And I am going to be super happy when Braun Strowman
Echo.
actually wins the Money in the Bank ladder match.
I'm not sure.
I said shut up. You shut your mouth, Echo. So there we go.
Yeah.
Those are our predictions. We will revisit them in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. I just want to point out quickly, by the way, fun thing. This last week on NXT, Tommaso Ciampa got busted open the hard way by Johnny Gargano.
Uh-huh.
Like, pretty bad. Like, the top of his head, he had to get a bunch of staples in his head afterwards.
Okay.
There was a thing saying that next week on NXT, or this upcoming week on NXT, before TakeOver, we're going to get EC3 versus Cassius Ohno.
Oh, nice.
Which is going to be nice. They had a couple good matches on NXT, but if you're going to watch any match this last week with wrestling, at least with WWE, watch 205 Live.
Okay.
There was one hell of a match between Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali.
Okay.
It was absolutely insane. So,
all right. So yeah. That's everything WWE related for the most part as far as WWE internally.
mm-hmm.
There was another match, however, that happened. I think it wrapped up about 6 hours ago, 4 or 5, 6 hours ago from when we're recording.
Which one are you talking about? The main event?
The final match, I guess, when the show ended.
Yeah, so that was about, I'd say about 4 or 5 hours ago.
Yeah. And holy hell.
Bullet Club.
Well, we did not expect this at all, these results at all. New Japan Pro Wrestling
did,
Dominion 2018. No way.
Yeah.
You can't. Really?
Yes.
Because every single Gaijin wrestler, which I know that's
Not
that's
everyone.
An insert. Well, just about every single Gaijin or foreign wrestler, like American, British, Canadian wrestler, won their big matches. That never happens in New Japan.
Exactly.
Never. Maybe one or two will win in an event, but they all won. The Young Bucks won the heavyweight tag team titles.
Yeah, Young Bucks.
The
You
never
guys can do
open
it.
weight 6-man tag title match. The Bullet Club won.
That wasn't a tag title match.
Or wait, what was that?
The 6-man.
Or no, it was just a 6-man tag match.
Yeah, it was just a 6-man tag match.
The 6-man tag match between the Bullet Club against Rey Mysterio, Takahashi, and Jushin Thunder Liger. The Bullet Club won.
With Cody Rhodes getting the pin on Liger.
Mm-hmm. What else are we talking about? Suzuki-gun, which had Zack Sabre Jr. on the team, won their match.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jericho defeats Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship.
Yep.
And then the big one, which was the one I thought was going to happen out of all of them, Kenny Omega is now your IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
That's one that I knew was going to happen.
Beat Okada. That one I knew was going to happen because he had beaten Okada in their third matchup in the, what was it? It was the J Cup last year.
Mm-hmm.
And if they were going to ever do a fourth one, Omega had to win. Plus, you know what this possibly sets up now?
What?
Because of all the fallout of the Bullet Club, we may get a Gaijin versus Gaijin IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match of Cody Rhodes versus Kenny Omega.
If we do get that, I don't think it's going to be for a little while because
I'm
now...
thinking Wrestle Kingdom.
Maybe, yeah. Because I was going to say right now, I know the main focuses are Cody is going to be getting a rematch for the ROH World Heavyweight Championship against Dalton Castle. And he's going to be getting a match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
So he's kind of a little focused on that right now.
Hey,
but you
have
never know.
Cody win all the titles. All of the titles.
I agree with that.
Have him win all the titles. He'll be the modern day Ultimo Dragon, except with the bigger belts.
Yes. But yeah, I'm really happy for Kenny with all that. But one other thing was God, why am I blanking on his name? Will Ospreay lost the Junior Heavyweight Championship to Takahashi.
Okay.
So that was one other thing that happened.
Takahashi or Tanahashi?
Takahashi.
Okay. Because Tanahashi was in the 6-man match,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So yeah, just incredible. I can't believe that Jericho won the IWGP Intercontinental Championship.
That's the only thing
That's
that surprised
insane.
me a little bit. But now I
Beating
have
Naito.
to put this question out there.
What?
Can we finally silence all the critics, and now can we finally agree that since it's in two different brands now, that Chris Jericho is officially the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time?
It's true. That I did kind of chuckle when he did win it. I'm like, it's because he had the Intercontinental title in WWE so many times. Even though in New Japan it's a lot more prestigious.
Yeah. Well, now he's between the two, technically a
10-time
overall
Intercontinental
10-time Intercontinental Champion between the two brands. Yeah.
Beat that, Miz.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I've started watching the show. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I started watching it before we went live. I watched about the first hour.
I've seen a couple clips.
But I need to watch the rest of it. I haven't heard about what the quality of the matches are, but just the sheer insanity of the results I've had to watch. By the way, Juice Robinson also won his match.
Yep.
So props to
He won his match. Michael Elgin won the Never Openweight Championship.
That was another one. Michael Elgin won his match. Granted, Juice Robinson pinned Jay White, Switchblade, who is another Gaijin foreign wrestler.
Yeah.
But still, tonight Dominion was dominated
by Gaijin.
By the Gaijin wrestlers, by the foreign wrestlers. It was ridiculous.
And
I was watching it. I'm like, almost every single it's amazing to see the transformation because 4 years ago there were hardly any foreign wrestlers in New Japan, and just over the last 4 or 5 years or so, just this infusion, almost every single match had at least one foreign wrestler.
Yeah,
and they won most of the matches.
And one thing I want to point out is Bullet Club is doing real good. Because now, after last night, they've got 3 of the different titles in New Japan alone.
Because Elgin is with Bullet Club, isn't he? Or no?
That's not what I was referring to.
Okay.
I'm thinking more of the elite of the Bullet Club. Because Kenny, who's still considered part of the elite.
Yeah, but the Young Bucks super kicked him in the face, and they kicked him out of the Bullet Club, didn't they?
I'm guessing you didn't see the aftermath of when Kenny won.
No, I didn't. All I heard was that they turned on Oh no, I didn't know the result. Did the Young Bucks come out and like make amends or something?
Big group hug between the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, and then even Kota Ibushi joined in. So it was Kenny gave
weird.
like they went to it was
weird.
The Young Bucks came out. I don't know when they came out. If it was like immediate, like at the end of the match, towards the end of the match, after the match, whatever. But the Young Bucks came out and then went to hand Kenny the title, and Kenny just pushed it away and just went up and hugged both Matt and Nick, and they hugged him back, and then Kota was just standing there, and then Kota just joined in, and they all just started hugging each other.
That's interesting.
And then the Young Bucks and Ibushi hoisted Kenny up while he had the title.
Are they now known as just are they the Bullet Club Elite still, or are they now just going to become just the Elite if those four just become a stable? And also, was that kayfabe, or was that more of a what you call it, like curtain call kind of situation?
I think it was more kayfabe.
It's interesting because the last thing I remember, I mean, then again, I don't follow New Japan as closely as usually. The last thing I remember was that the Young Bucks were super kicking Kenny's face off.
Well, did you watch the match? Because I didn't watch the match when that happened.
I haven't watched the match.
And I think, I'm being honest here, I didn't get to watch the match. I think what had happened was I think it was more of an accident thing. And it was also just to determine the leader of the Bullet Club. I'm pretty sure Kenny's still in the Bullet Club. He's just not the leader. Like, he's been in being the Elite and everything.
They lean into him being a face. So I don't know. I gotta look it up.
Anyway, so he celebrated with them. But from at least the original Elite, you got Kenny Omega as the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. You've got the Young Bucks, now the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. And they are also the 6-man tag champs with Marty Scurll. So them alone, they got all those titles.
You may see the Bullet Club over the next year basically divide into two factions, where the Bullet Club Elite will split into just the Elite, which will include the Young Bucks and the Golden Lovers and maybe one other person. And then the other side, I think maybe the Young Bucks and Scurll will lose their titles, and you'll get basically the Young Bucks and the Golden Lovers are the Elite, and then Cody Rhodes, Marty Scurll, and like some of the other members of the Bullet Club.
Page.
Yeah, Hangman Page and whatnot will become like the Bullet Club, and it'll come to a head at Wrestle Kingdom.
So we're gonna get Wolfpack Bullet Club and Bullet Club.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. And then after that, who knows? Maybe the Bucks and Kenny after that, go off and then the Elite go off into the sunset and maybe leave New Japan, and maybe they finally join WWE after that.
You never know. It'd be interesting.
But then again, I don't know what the contracts for Kenny and the Young Bucks are. I don't know if they're coming up or not. So, well, yeah,
who knows?
Dominion was awesome. Gonna watch it. I would recommend that you watch it too.
Yeah, I plan on it. And one thing I'll let you know about is apparently Okada Omega was over an hour.
That's awesome storytelling. Yeah. Actually, to be honest with you, the fact because they went to a 60-minute time limit draw in number 2. So number 4, the next time they battle for the championship goes over 60 minutes.
Yeah, because it's a no limit 2 out of 3 falls match. Yeah,
that's great. That is awesome. Can't wait to watch that match.
One other thing. Yeah. After the Young Bucks won their tag titles, they announced that the announcer at New Japan, Don Callis, is all in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So that's real cool.
That's cool. Speaking of all in, there are rumors that there's going to be a second all in.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Do you know where it might be happening?
Hopefully New York City.
Not just New York City.
It's not going to be Madison Square Garden, is it?
It's rumored to be Madison Square Garden.
You know why I don't think that's happening?
Why?
Because WWE has a specific contract with MSG.
Here's the thing. A wrestling company, has bought a space for Madison Square Garden in December.
All right.
And people are speculating that it's Cody Rhodes who bought it.
That'd be interesting.
And there was an event, I believe it was an ROH event, just recently at the Hammerstein Ballroom, which is literally half a block from Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And the Young Bucks and Cody came out and said, who wants to see All In 2 right down the street? And they teased it. They didn't announce it, but they teased it. And then this information came out. So people are thinking, did Cody snag Madison Square Garden? And is he going to do an All In sequel almost like just 2 months after the first All In.
In what is basically the home of WWE.
Yeah.
I would love that, but like I said, I'm not entirely sure because that may just be a false rumor because of the fact that, like I said, I know WWE has a contract with them that they are the only wrestling company that they will have there. That
Are you
may
sure
not
about
be,
that?
It may be
Because
expired
some
or something,
wrestling
but I know
company-
that's why a lot of companies haven't done
Because
anything there.
the rumor is that Cody is the one who got the event. There is a wrestling company that has a date for Madison Square Garden in December that is not WWE.
I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying that that's the only reason why I think that wouldn't be true. But if that is true, then you could be sure I'm going to be going to that show.
Yeah, me too. Gotta get on that website the absolute moment they go on sale.
Yes.
Because, the first All In sold out in 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
29 minutes.
yeah, well,
Still.
yeah, just under a half hour.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's
Last-
without any actual matches being announced.
Yeah.
Oh, and they also announced the referees.
yeah, I know. And I saw that, Earl Hebner is one of them.
And so is ECW legend Jerry Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
So last thing I want to talk about in the wrestling world, and before we wrap things up, the CM Punk, Colt Cabana, Dr. Amon trial finally wrapped up, and the jury unanimously ruled in favor of Punk and Cabana.
Yes, which I'm very happy about.
Which, good for them. It sounds like, from what I've heard from the trials, that Punk might have lied about some stuff, might have exaggerated some things. But, I'm kind of glad that they didn't get sued.
Yeah.
That didn't get ruled in favor of him on. I'm glad they beat WWE. Because it seems like, is it really illegal and can you really be sued for, maybe exaggerating a little bit?
Well, what it was is he was suing and everything over the idea that these allegations and all that
Damaged his reputation.
damaged
as a
his
doctor.
reputation and hurt him. And as the jury pointed out, you haven't lost your job. You're still at that company. You've gotten more money since you started working there. You don't have any issues in your personal or professional life. And you also
deal with some
sleep a
internet
solid
trolls,
8.
That's about it.
Yeah, and you sleep a solid 8 hours a night. You don't have any problems. You don't show any signs of any actual distress from this, and you have no record of having any kind of professional distress or issues because of this, which is what you're suing over. So no.
Yeah. So apparently CM Punk got very emotional.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot of things. We learned that apparently Punk at the end of his WWE tenure before he quit was a physical and emotional wreck.
Yeah.
He was stressed out like crazy. He was breaking down in locker rooms when nobody was around. Which is just, it's awful to hear that that's the way things ended for him with WWE, because it sounds like it just killed his passion for wrestling.
Yeah.
But it was, and apparently when he gave his testimony, he was talking about that, he got teared up, he got teary-eyed and got emotional as well.
Yeah.
And him and AJ embraced and cried when the announcement was made. I'm glad that it's over for him and that he can just go on with his life, whether he wants to be involved in wrestling or not.
Speaking of which, he's got his next UFC fight tonight.
Yeah, tonight as we're recording live. It'll be over by the time you're watching this on YouTube, so hopefully he won. I'm hoping good things for him.
Same here.
So yeah.
There is one other thing.
Apparently he was asked after the trial whether or not he was ever interested in wrestling again. He said he has no passion to ever return to wrestling.
Yeah.
Which may be a lie to hide the All In thing. Or, to be honest with what came out in this trial about what he was dealing with at the end, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
At all. And then the last bit of more of a lighthearted part of news from this whole result is we finally know what CM stands for in CM Punk.
And what is that?
He wouldn't tell anybody, not even Vince. It's not Cookie Monster. It's not chicken marinara. It's not cheese mustache. It's not other combinations. His name is Chick Magnet Punk.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which that was a popular guess.
Yeah.
And not surprising.
Yeah.
I can understand why he didn't want to really tell anybody or just keep it to CM. So, but it's final. It was, he had to legally state it in the court, so it is a fact. Like CM Punk is Chick Magnet Punk.
Yep. There is one other little bit of news that I want to point out about this.
Okay.
Which is the thing I was saying earlier in the podcast towards the beginning that I think is a really cool thing. I have not gotten to check it out, but I plan on checking it out hopefully as soon as tomorrow. The newest episode of the Art of Wrestling podcast is recordings that Colt Cabana did of himself sharing his thoughts and feelings, everything about the court case each day that they went to court.
Is he legally allowed to do that?
Apparently, yeah.
All right. Well,
because
definitely
it's
gonna
more or
wanna
less
check out that Art of Wrestling episode. I haven't listened to Art of Wrestling in a while
because it's
that's
basically
just because I haven't had the time, but
just a documentary kind of almost. Like a documentary kind of thing about his personal feelings, everything going through all this and how he felt after each trial. Not really going into the details of it, but talking about his personal feelings about the whole experience.
Yeah,
which seems really cool, and I'm looking to check that out as soon as possible.
So keep your eyes out for the Art of Wrestling podcast.
Oh, it already
you listen to this podcast.
Yeah,
of course.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, I believe that's it. I believe
Yes.
we've made it through this marathon insanity of a podcast. We had a lot to cover, and we covered it all.
Yep.
So, that'll do it for us for episode 53 of the Super Grapple Bros podcast. You can catch this podcast live. Every single episode is streamed live on Twitch at twitch.tv/L_Murpho. You can also watch it back in VOD. We always clip off and highlight every single episode. And then we export it to YouTube. So the day after it goes live, because we have a 24-hour exclusivity window for the video as part of the affiliate program, you will find it the next day on YouTube at youtube.tv/L_Murpho Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, comment if you would like on the videos. You can find us in audio form as well by searching Super Grapple Bros on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and lots of other places where podcasts can be found.
Mm-hmm. Rate, review, and subscribe.
Yes, very important that you do it there, especially on iTunes, because that's how we become an officially rated podcast, and people can actually find us. It shows up maybe in suggestions, or if they just search wrestling in general, we'll show up.
Mm-hmm.
If you search Super Grapple Bros, you'll find us, but we'll show up in more searches as a officially rated podcast if you rate and review us over on iTunes. So please do that. We appreciate it very much.
Also, a quick thank you to the people who have already done reviews. Every review we've gotten so far has been 5 stars, and I just want to say I appreciate that a lot.
Yes, thank you
guys.
to everybody who's done that. Thank you, guys. Thanks, fam.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, you can reach out to us at supergrappbros@gmail.com, or you can join my Discord server, my El Murpho Discord server. That is in the description of every single YouTube video. It is on the channel page on Twitch, and it is also in the show notes of every single audio version. You just click that, join the Discord server. We have 2 Super Grapple Bros channels there. One is pay-per-view predictions, viewer predictions, which get your viewer predictions in for Money in the Bank 2018. You guys have until the bell rings for the first match of the Money in the Bank event to get your predictions into the Discord server. If you predict the most amount of correct matches for Money in the Bank, you will get a shout out on the review show from us. If you beat our predictions individually, we will give you a shout out. And then there's a potential to win something for a giveaway if you predict the most either pay-per-views or matches out of anybody. I think we might lean more towards matches.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Can it be a giveaway after WrestleMania 34 is next year or 35?
I believe it's 35. And it's going to be live in
yes, at MetLife Stadium.
MetLife, and I'm probably going to be there.
So after WrestleMania 35, we will be doing a giveaway for whoever gets the right amount of predictions amongst viewers. And then there's also a general feedback channel there as well. Do not forget also the Discord server, as well as our Twitter accounts, is how you find out when we go live every single episode. You can find me at L_Murpho.
DMurph_42.
Yes, we will send out tweets when we're going live so you know when to tune in. It's generally on a Saturday, normally between the hours of 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you leave that window open to be ready to expect a tweet or an update to the Discord server, you'll normally usually get it.
Yep.
Again, next week, we will not be doing an episode because we will both be busy all week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, all weekend. So we'll be back in 2 weeks.
I hopefully will. I'm not sure because I've got a lot of stuff going on this upcoming weekend, and then the following weekend I have a bunch of issues with work, so I got to try and work all that out.
At least I will be back in 2 weeks with a episode. I'll either go solo or DMurph will be with me, and we will be doing I will be reviewing E3 and reviewing Money in the Bank 2018.
Mhm.
So thank you guys so much. That's going to do it for episode 35 of the or 53. Dyslexia kicking in. 53 of the Super Grapple Bros podcast. But before we go, Kayfabe News article of the episode.
Braun Strowman lands endorsement deal with manufacturer of prosthetic hands.
Because you got to come get those hands.
Yep. Get these hands. This week only, 20% off all hands. Use promo code BRAUN!
And on that note, guys, take care. Catch you later. Peace.
Bye.
Deuces. Deuce. Bye. Bye.
Shut up and sit down.